Hi guys, it's Connor from Jessops Academy, and today I'm here in Birmingham to have a look at Olympus's brand new mid-range camera, the EM-5 Mark III. Now let's talk about the most noticeable factor of the new EM-5, and that is the size of the body. They've made it 12% smaller, weighing in at just 366 grams, with the battery inside. Now, talking about the battery, it offers the same amount of power as the predecessor. However, you can get exactly the same amount of shots, which is 310. But it's worth noting that if you are shooting video, then the amount of time you'll be able to shoot for will be slightly reduced to just under 2 hours. So the first thing you notice once you look down the barrel of this thing is the image stabilization. Now, you have 5.5 stops in the body and up to 6.5 when you're using an Olympus IS lens. It really does show when it's a bit cold outside and you're shivering a bit. So let's talk a little bit about the sensor inside the new EM-5. Now, you'll find the same anti-dust coating as you'll find on the EM-1X, which is fantastic, but you've also got the benefit of a 20.4 megapixel sensor. They've even got an ISO range of up to 25,600. And to add on to that, they've even got the auto ISO up to 6400. Now, in terms of autofocusing, you've got 121 phase detection autofocusing points, and you've also got 121 contrast autofocusing points, which is fantastic for low light conditions and for those really fast moving targets. Now, for you videographers out there, let's have a quick look inside the Mark III at the video specs. Now, starting off, we've got C4K at 24 frames a second, and C4K is essentially the standard when it comes to cinema filming. You've got Ultra HD 4K up to 30 frames a second, and if you wanted to do slow motion, then you can do up to 120 frames a second at Full HD 1080p. Now, you don't have the headphone jack like you did in the Mark II. However, you do still keep the microphone jack, which is fantastic. Now, you can also shoot, this Mark III introduces the flat color profile. So if you wanted to take your footage into post-production and color grade it and get the most out of the highlights and the shadows, then the EM-5 Mark III is absolutely perfect for that. So one of my favourite new features on the Mark III is the high resolution mode. Now, how it does this is it moves the sensor around and it takes 8 photos and it combines them together to create a 50 megapixel image. And what you need to do this essentially is to have a really big static object like a landscape or an architecture like this, and you also are going to need a tripod. Thank you, Mike. So what I'm going to do is set this up and we'll take a nice high-res image. So like I said, one of the big things is to have a tripod, and obviously I've mounted it onto this Manfrotto tripod here. Other things you need to consider are other moving objects, i.e. people, tree branches and stuff like that. So I'm just going to get a low angle to make sure that all the people are out of shot. Got the really nice architecture in frame. And now, once I've set it up, the only thing that's going to stop me is an earthquake, and there's not many of them in Birmingham, so I think we're good. And then it's just process it for a little bit, and then it will come out with a really nice 50 megapixel high-res image. Now, another one of the really clever features that Olympus have thrown in on the Mark III is the live bulb and live composite feature. And essentially what that will do is show you live on the rear-facing screen your long exposure shots as you take them. You'll see them develop on the screen, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, however, it's Tuesday, mid-October and midday, and it's a little bit too bright for that, so we can't test that today, unfortunately. So last thing about the Mark III is what's inside the box. First off, you've got this, this flash gun here, which clips right onto the hot shoe mount on the top. Obviously, it's compatible with any other Olympus flash guns that you may have. In terms of charging, you've got obviously the cradle charger that comes inside the box, as well as this being USB charging compatible, which is really fantastic for those people on the move. Say if you're traveling, which is perfect for a camera like this, such lightweight, then you can charge via a power bank or a car charger. And in terms of connectivity, you've got the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth compatibility, so that you can send images straight to your phone, JPEG images straight to your phone automatically after you've taken the photo. So it's perfect for social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the like. And if you wanted to, you can send the RAW and the JPEG straight to your phone via Wi-Fi. So who's this camera really aimed at then? Well, I'd say it doesn't really have too much of a specific target audience. Instead, it's more broad. It really is that all-rounder of a mid-range mirrorless camera. If you're upgrading from an EM-10, or if you wanted a second body for your EM-1X, then I think this would be absolutely ideal. As always, if you'd like to find out more, please visit us online at jessops.com or pop into your local Jessops store. Remember to like, subscribe, and ding that bell button. I'm Connor Keenan. Thank you very much for watching.